What's going on, y'all? I'm Lam, and this is The Cut. So we're reviewing him. So him is a 2025 American horror thriller, supposedly. At least that's how it's billed. Directed by Justin Tipping, co-written by Skip Bronke, Zach Akers, and Tipping, and produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. Now, the film stars Marlon Wayans, Tyriq Withers, Julia Fox, and Tim Heidecker. Okay. Now, it first dropped in Mexico on September 18th, then in the US on September 19th through Universal Pictures. Critics haven't been kind. It's sitting in the negative zone. And so far, it's only made about $13.5 million worldwide on a $27 million budget. So Marlon Wayans, Marlon Wayans playing Isaiah, basically a Tom Brady type aging quarterback, except the movie opens with him suffering this gruesome Tarantino style compound fracture in his leg. It's bloody, it's gory, it's nasty, and honestly, it's quite a shocking way to start. Okay. Now, the team he plays for, they're called the Saviors, which, come on, that's interesting in itself. Then there's Tyriq Withers as Cameron Cade, a college player prepping for the draft. He ends up spending about a week at Isaiah's compound, supposedly to prove if he's good enough to take Marlon's spot, because Marlon is thinking about retiring, which seems like he would retire anyway. You get a compound fracture, and you up in age, you're in your 30s as a quarterback. First, I couldn't even tell you who the protagonist was starting out, because it was showing his son a lot. It was showing him. It was showing his son. It was showing him, showing his dad. Maybe it was him as his. I don't know. It was very confusing at first. Then I realized, okay. A few minutes in, here's the protagonist. The catalyst here is that Cameron gets assaulted by a demon. Yes, a demon. During a game. That's inside incident. During a game, leaving him with a traumatic brain injury. Doctors warn him that another hit could literally kill him. His mom still wants him to play. He still wants to play. And then his agent happens to call. It's Isaiah. Isaiah reaches out to the agent and invites him to come train at his compound, meet the owners, and still maybe perhaps have a shot at the draft. So this is where the whole compound storyline began. Before I go too far, let me give the film its flowers. Structurally, it hit its plot points. I took up my timer and I started timing, so I could see how it was split in the three acts: inside incident, act break, midpoint, all in place. They're not strong, but they're there. Okay, and Marlon Wayans, he deserves a trophy, at least a SAG or a Golden Globe. He carried this film, no question. He did it. He did a good job. He's good in these types of roles. I wish he does more of these. I actually like him doing this more than I like him doing comedy, to be totally honest with you. Why he's funny, it's corny funny. I love him in this role. Now, once Cameron shows up, it's act two. We're moving act two. Once Cameron shows up at Isaiah's camp, things take a weird turn. We get a cultish vibe, demonic imagery, and even creepy super fans hanging around the property. They look like people from the movie. Y'all remember The Hills Have Eyes? That's what they look like. I'm like, what's up with these people? Why are these the folks that are the super fan? Okay. At first, it feels like training, but then, first, mind you, we never see a football game other than seeing Marlon having his compound fracture, and then old dude having his brain injury. There's no more football other than at the compound. So it feels like training at first. Then it becomes torture. There was one instance where he had Cameron hiking the ball, throwing it, and he had to do it like under 2 seconds, or else he brought in a group of friends of free agents. Marlon did, and he asked them who wants to volunteer. They all want to volunteer. There's one white dude. The one white dude out of all of them, he volunteered. So he had to stand in front of this automated machine that shoots out the balls at however many 100 miles per hour, I don't know. And you got to stand right in front of him. And anytime Cameron does not get released fast enough, and the ball shoots out and breaking the guy's nose and face, and he likes it. Face is all tore up and he laughs about it. Anyway, it made no sense to me. Anyhow, let me get back to my review. All right. cultish vibe, demonic imagery, all that. Isaiah started shooting Cameron up with his own blood. He saw Cameron saw Marlon giving blood. And it's like, basically his blood, when he's at his heightened state, his best state, he wants to take that blood and use it when he's low so he can, suppose the blood takes him back up to that high because he got it at that high. That's not how blood works, though. In this movie, it does. That's how it works in this movie. All right. So he starts injecting himself in blood, and at some point he starts injecting Cameron with his blood. Now, I just want to say, so for a so-called horror flick, there's not really much horror. There's some torture and stuff going on, but there's not much horror. It's more, what's the name of that? Jigsaw. What's the Jigsaw movie? More like that. If anything, it plays more like a psychological drama about fame, expectations, and temptation in football. But even then, it's thin. By the third act, things get a little more bizarre. Isaiah has Cameron stripped naked, makes him think he's killed a woman, and has him shooting at a live person for target practice for some odd reason. It's humiliation and control. And then it seems like Isaiah starts to get jealous. Almost like he thinks Cameron wants his woman, who was played by Fox. What's her name? What's her first name? Megan Fox. I honestly didn't even realize it was Megan Fox. So I saw the crowd. I can recognize. I didn't recognize. I'm just saying. So he's always like jealous. And finally, Cameron has to challenge him. I'm skipping past a lot. I'm spoiling it, but I don't want to spoil all of it. Cameron has to challenge him head on at the end. He wins. He gets Isaiah a spot, and Isaiah retires. He was over age anyway to be still playing, in my opinion. Suddenly, pentagrams start popping up everywhere, and we learn about this demonic council, literally his agent, the team owner, and others. They're wearing these goat heads, forcing Cameron they want him to sign and to take over the mantle for Isaiah that Isaiah's been carrying. And we come to find out that Isaiah is just one of many that have gone through. He's the chosen. Whoever was before Isaiah was chosen, whoever was before him was chosen. They all passing his blood around, and he's the chosen. Almost like they say what's the name of the secret, like a secret society type situation. So yeah, the movie stinks. Marlon's great, but the rest missed pretty hard. I didn't like it. I hated the bone cracking, grayed out slow-mo shots they kept recycling. Like anytime there was a hit or something, we see it go gray and we see the bones cracking. One time would have been great, but more than that was overkill in my opinion. Isaiah's compound fraction at the start, that was weird. Cameron, because it wasn't just a compound fracture that Isaiah suffered. Marlon's character, he got his, not his arm, but his leg was like pulled out. We saw tendons, like his arm, like somebody broke his leg off and pulled it off. And somehow he's still walking. We don't see no scars. It just, no, maybe the demonic stuff fixed him, healed him. I don't know. It was like I had a sex club vibe going on at one point in the movie. It was all. If it sounds like I'm all over the place, it's because the movie was all over the place. He never went back. I don't know. Did he see his mom and them again after he went to camp? So at the end, he had an opportunity to. He won. He prevailed. And he killed it. And killing everybody. Cameron did, including his agent. One chick was trying to kill him and fell on her own knife. Okay. All right. So the structure's there, but the execution, awful. We were tricked into thinking this was a Jordan Peele film, but it's not. Instead, it's a messy wannabe horror movie with a cult flavor, and the directing wasn't great. And one standout performance, which was, in my opinion, wasted. I think Marlon could have put that energy on a different project. Anyway, those are my thoughts. If I had to rate this film on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being awful, 10 being amazing, I would give it a 4.5. If you've watched it, let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't, let me know if you plan to watch it. I'm all for supporting. I mean, it's produced by Jordan Peele, so I love the support. He's one of the producers. It's Monkey Paw. It's his company. So I still want to support. But I'll be honest, I fallen asleep at the beginning of the second act. I shake myself out. What's going on? Anyhow, that's all I got. My name's Lamb. This is The Cut. And until next time, peace out.